शयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गम् लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यम्.
Good morning, scholars. Let's start in EVS chapter number 8, Means of Travel. We are going to move forward with chapter number 8, Means of Travel. So let's start. See the Let's Go section, children. Observe the pictures given below. There are pictures of vehicles given below. Draw a circle around the vehicles that move on land. Pick the ones that move on water. This is very easy for you. So let's start. What are the vehicles that move on land? Let's make a circle around it. Yes. Okay. And the vehicles that move on water, we have to tick them. You're going to do the same in your textbook also. Travel. Let's learn what is travel and how do this travel help us. How do we travel? The whole lesson is about travel. So first let's understand what is travel. Oh yes, we travel. When we travel to our places, we pack our bags and we are so happy. So when people move from one place to another, it is called travel. At times we shift to different places and travel. At times during vacations also, we pack our bags, we're ready for the holidays and we travel to different places to see those beautiful places. So that is travel. Moving from one place to another is called travel. Now, things that help us to do so, the things which help us to take us from one place to another, they are called means of travel. What type of things take us to one place to another? Yes, an aeroplane, a ship, right? These are the different means of travels which help us to move from one place to another. When it is short places nearby, we go by cycle too. So these are called means of travel. Let's see the types of vehicles. Different vehicles move on land, water and in air. In this chapter, we are going to learn three types of vehicles. Vehicles that move on land, vehicles that move on water, and vehicles that move in air. So we can call them the types of vehicles. Cars, right? Then buses, and cycles move on land, right? There are different types of cars. You get buses and cycles, motorcycles, all right? These all move on land. Train and tram. Now trains and tram move on tracks. They also move on land, but special tracks are built for them to move. They cannot move on roads. Boat. Where does a boat move? Where does a ship move? Yes, a ship and a boat move on water. Aeroplane, helicopters, everybody knows this. Aeroplanes and helicopters move in air. Let's discuss something which is very important. Can you see this vehicle? Most of the vehicles have these seat belts. If you remember, even in car when we sit, we put a seat belt. Okay. Why seat belts are given in some vehicles? Let's see why they are given. Seat belts are called a vehicle safety device. It is a safety device which helps a person against harmful moments. Many a times a sudden brake is given and you're not bound to fall down just because you have a seat belt. In some types of accidents also, seat belt helps you and saves you from these accidents. How do we decide which vehicle we should take for traveling? Now, if we want to go from one place to another, and we have in our house a cycle also, motorcycle also, car also, or if we want to go to some out of station place, how do we decide which vehicle should we take? There are certain things we need to take into consideration while deciding the type of vehicle we use. So like it mainly depends on the distance. If it is a very nearby place, we can use a cycle. It's okay. Or we can use a scooter. But if you want to go very far, foreign countries, we need to use an airplane, right? So the distance to be traveled, that helps us to decide by which means of travel we need to move. Then time taken, the time taken to travel. Okay, if we want to travel in far off places, we generally use aeroplanes and trains so that we reach fast, right? And when we go to nearby places, and then we don't need to hurry up, rush. We can use a cycle, that's okay. The cost of travel. Now, many times it happens that aeroplane becomes very, very expensive for us. So Mama and Papa plans to travel by train. Train is little reasonable compared to aeroplane, but train takes little more time to reach to a destination. So keeping in mind the distance, the time taken and the cost, we decide which vehicle we want to travel by. Now, if you want to travel into short or little long distances, we can use a car, we can use a scooter, we can use a bike, right? We use a scooter, a motorcycle or a car to travel short to long distances. In Surat only, if you're staying in Surat and if you want to go to Surat only, then we don't go by train or we don't use a plane to go to one place to another. Then that is called a short or a little long distance. So we can use them to travel here. We can also use a bicycle to cover short distances. If we want to go to very nearby place which is not very far, we can use a bicycle also. When do we use a train? A train can be used to travel to places that are far. When we go to far places, we use a train to travel. And plane, yes, an aeroplane can be used to travel to far off places, places which are very, very far. We generally use aeroplanes. Trains also take us to two far places, right? So these two vehicles are used to go to far places. Bicycle, rickshaw, battery rickshaw, auto rickshaw, boat, sailboat and bullock cart are some examples of slow moving vehicles. Now these are the vehicles which move very slow. So these are generally used for nearby places or short distances. Fast moving vehicles include, which are the vehicles which move very fast? All right, let's see. Yes, it is a bus which moves fast, a car, bike, train, right? So car, bus, truck, train, motorcycle, scooter, they are the fast moving vehicles. Now, aeroplane, helicopter, rocket and bullet trains are some examples of very fast moving vehicles. Very far places also, in one day they make us reach to our destination. So these are the vehicles which move very fast. Vehicles need fuel. Yes, as our body needs food. If we don't eat food, we get tired. There is no energy for us to work. Same way, vehicles also need fuel. They need fuel to move. If there is no fuel, they cannot move, right? So we go to a petrol pump to fuel our vehicles. Coal, diesel and petrol are common fuels that are used in vehicles. So we use such type of fuels in our vehicles, right? A cycle, rickshaw and a bullock cart do not need any fuel. Now these are the ones which have big wheels on them and they do not need these type of fuels to be filled up. We just need to pump air into it. Nowadays, most of the vehicles run on CNG, compressed natural gas. This is CNG. This gas is very good for our environment friendly gas. Some fuels give off a lot of smoke. Now, some type of fuels, there is a lot of smoke coming out from the vehicles. It causes a lot of harm to us. These type of fuels are very much harmful to us and they create pollution in the environment. CNG does not give off too much smoke. Now, if it is a CNG fuel, it doesn't gas, it does not give out too much smoke. It helps to keep the air clean and help us to keep the environment pollution free. Did you know there were some cars that run on electricity, and most trains nowadays also run on electricity. They are charged up like this, all right, and they run on electricity. Find out what is a pollution certificate. You must have come across this, your parents talking about it. This type of pollution certificate each vehicle should have, that is pollution control check certificate, right? Pollution certificate is also called PUC certificate. In short, we say PUC certificate, pollution under control certificate. It certifies that vehicles are not harmful for the environment. It gives a certificate that these vehicles are good, they are not giving out a lot of smoke, and they are not harmful for the environment. All the vehicles should compulsory have to carry this certificate. It is compulsory and many a times it is checked also. So all the vehicles carry this certificate.